Hey everybody, how's everybody doing today? My name is Joey Lilly and I'm the host of Barbecue Riot. Hey everybody, welcome back to Barbecue Riot. We're on today's episode. What I'm going to be working on, man, I'm going to be making something today that is known pretty much throughout the entire country. If you're from the great state of West Virginia and you're from the South, man, this is something you have eaten so many times and you've eaten it so many different ways. They're all good. I can't say that one way is better than the other. What I'm going to be making today is a classic meatloaf. Except let's take the word classic out of it and let's insert the word jacked up. Okay? We're going to be serving a jacked up meatloaf. Now you might be saying, Lily, why can't you just make a good classic meatloaf? Why you all the time got to jack something up? Because that's how I am. That's just how I am. So there's a reason why I'm wanting to do a meatloaf today. For all the folks out there that saw my very first episode, y'all saw there was probably about a 45-second clip where I was talking about my older brother, John Lilly. Now, John's a great fella, super guy, but there's two things that John is known for, okay? One is he can't cook. If you ever would see him, ever meet him, he'll tell you he can't cook. There's an infamous story, however, about this broccoli casserole. I'm not going to get into that. That was on some other episode. The second thing that John Lilly's known for is meatloaf sandwiches. Now John Lilly loves meatloaf. I'm going to tell you right now, man, you would have to search far and wide throughout this whole country to find somebody who loves meatloaf better than John Lilly. And I remember so many times we would have meatloaf. John would end up making a meatloaf sandwich. So that's the inspiration for today, is John Lilly's meatloaf sandwich. So I'm wanting to give a shout out to my big brother, John Lilly. Going to be doing a jacked up version of a John Lilly meatloaf sandwich. This will be a double smoked plain meatloaf sandwich. I'm not going to jack up the meatloaf sandwich. I'm going to make this thing the exact same way he did back in the day. He took a piece of white bread, he put mayonnaise on it, he took some meatloaf, put on top of that, he took some ketchup, he squirted on top of that, other piece of white bread, called it a sandwich. And that's what I'm going to be doing today. So let me explain a little bit to you about this meatloaf, okay? I'm going to be using about 2 1/4 pounds of 90-10. Now, I know everybody out there is going to get all up in arms. You can't be using 90-10 in a meatloaf. It's going to be too dry. Let me explain myself. I really like the flavor that you get from 80-20 ground chuck. However, lots of times, anybody out there who's ever made a meatloaf, you have seen it can kind of just fall apart. Okay, it can, I don't mind doing that. So I'm using 90-10. It's a little bit leaner. It's going to stay together a little bit better, okay? We're also going to be adding to that 1 pound of Italian sausage. We're also going to be putting about 8 ounces of bacon in this joe. We're going to be hitting it with some onions. Then we're going to be putting some brown sugar in this mix, a couple cups of breadcrumbs. We're going to be hitting some Worcestershire sauce up in there with some ketchup, some really good seasoning, and we're going to put a bunch of Barbecue Riot smoky barbecue sauce in there. That's going to kick it up too. So that's what we're going to be working on today. So I don't know about you, but I tell you, this guy's ready to have some good meatloaf sandwiches. Everybody out there ready too? I know I am. Giddy up. All right, so the first thing in this meatloaf, what we need to do, we've got 8 ounces of bacon right here that I've cut up, not diced. I've just cut up nice. You're going to want to saute these rascals. Remember, when you cook bacon, don't be turning the heat all the way up, okay? That's what happens to bacon, man. It gets all crunchy, crispy, shrivels all up because it's cooked too fast. So what we're going to do, I'll be cooking these to where it's just short of being crisp. Then when it gets to that point, we'll pull it out. We're going to leave the bacon grease in here, and we're going to be adding onion to it. We're going to cook our onions in that mixture. Alright, boys and girls, this bacon is exactly where I want it. Like I say, I wanted it just a little bit shy of crispy. So you just want to take it, get it out of there. I've got some fancy tool. I don't even know where I got this thing, man. It's got slots and all what in it. So you just get it out of there. Try not to dump the bacon grease in the bowl. Ha! Well, you're an idiot. You know, just for y'all to know, it is artwork trying to get bacon out of that thing. Alright, so you just take your bacon, just going to set it to the side. Now I've got one large onion. I've not diced up, I've chopped up pretty good, but it's not a dice. I'm going to saute these rascals till they're nice and soft. This will not take very long. This will probably take about 5 minutes or so. Alright, now to get these onions out of here. These onions are right where I want them. So, ain't nothing to it. Man, I tell you, you would think for a guy who's got his own show, he'd be doing a little bit better than this. I think he'd be at the ready. So, listen here. What you want to do, you're going to put these onions in here. Do not put them on the bacon. Alright, just let them sit next to the bacon. You actually want these to cool. You don't want to go just haphazardly putting them in your meatloaf mixture right now. You want these things to cool. Not cool all the way down. You don't want them cold. Just cool. Now we're getting ready to put the meatloaf mixture together. Alright, hey. Let's go ahead and throw this puppy together, alright? We're going to start with 2 1/4 pounds of our 90-10. We're going to also throw in there 1 pound of our Italian sausage. We're going to throw in there a squirt of ketchup. Hey, I got to be easy on the ketchup because this is all the ketchup I've got, and I still got to make that sandwich. We're going to hit it with some smoky, oh that's right, smoky barbecue riot barbecue sauce. We're going to be throwing, I don't know how much in here, man, a whole bunch, because I like it, because it's good. This is going to be part of the double smoke. We probably really did throw in there probably about 6 ounces. We're going to throw about 2 tablespoons Worcestershire sauce. I dig Worcestershire sauce. We're going to be throwing, dude, this is some good stuff. This is from Aldi, okay? Let me see if I can get that a little closer to you. I don't know exactly where I'm supposed to be. Let's say right there. This is a classic barbecue taste original dry rub stone meal. Dude, this is some good stuff. You can't get it all the time. I happened to be in the right place at the right time last year with Aldi. I picked up 2 of them, dude. I go through this stuff. I like it a lot. We'll just throw that on. It's got a really nice color to it, man, and a really superb taste. This is what we'll be putting on the outside of the meatloaf as well. We got to sweeten things up a little tad. We got to put a little bit of brown sugar in there, man. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, hey, I got to tell you one thing, man. Anytime you make something, you got to be hitting it with some brown sugar. You ought to know that. Also, now you want to throw our bacon onion mixture in there. It's cooled down a little tad, so we're going to go ahead and throw it all up in there. You know, if you happen to get a little bit of bacon grease in it, I ain't hating. I ain't hating. Trust me, I'm going to eat this meatloaf just the same whether it's got too much bacon grease in it or not. So you want to throw everything in there except for your eggs and your breadcrumbs. We're going to mix this up first. So all you do, man, you just get up in there with your hands. You get to mixing. That's what I'm talking about. That's all you do. You mix and mix and mix a little bit more. That's where these gloves come in handy. You know, I remember back in the day, people didn't even use gloves, man. They just haphazardly went all up in there. I'm going to tell you one thing. I got a feeling this is going to be good. Smells delicious. Then after you get that done, go ahead and add your egg and your breadcrumbs. 2 cups of breadcrumbs and 3 beaten eggs. Now that you got that mixed, go ahead and throw in your 3 beaten eggs. Oh, there it is. And about 2 cups of breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs are going to make this come together. It's going to make a whole pretty good. So are the eggs. And you know what? Just because I like it, I'm going to throw in some more smoky barbecue sauce. Barbecue riot, what? That's what I'm talking. Alright, now you gotta go back in there again. You just have at it, man. This is where back in the day, I need to get one of those tools, man, I used many times growing up, called a cement mixer. My older brother John and I, man, we worked some construction with my dad. Dude, man, we worked some really tough jobs, man. I ain't even lying, dude. We worked the fire out of a cement mixer. We used to load that cement up into the world's largest wheelbarrow you've ever seen in your life. Where in the world Dad got this thing is beyond me. But man, this thing was humongous. It would hold, good day, it would hold a ton, man. So what you want to do now that you got everything mixed up in there good, you're going to want to put it on a cutting board or something like that, and you're going to want to form this. All right, just go in there with your hands and form it. Do the best you can. Now I want to give you a tip as well. Whenever you do things like this, or you pat out burgers, things of that nature, you really want to try to work with cold meat. Meat that's cold is easier to work with. Just trust me, it's easier to work with. Dude, this might turn out to be a pretty good sized rascal. I'm forming. Yes, indeed, I'm forming. This meatloaf and me, I'm forming. Won't you come back to me? Boom, boom, boom. I'm forming. Alright, that's about enough singing out of you, Lily. Alright, this is pretty well formed. Alright, now, pro tip. When you do this, after you do this, you want to put this in the freezer for 1 hour. The reason is if you throw it on your grill now or in your smoker, it's going to want to fall apart, okay? You want to freeze it, not necessarily a deep freeze. You want a really nice hard chill on it, so when it goes on your smoker, it'll stay better, all right? So now what we're going to do, now we got this, we're going to put it in our freezer for an hour. Then we're going to be setting up the kettle grill. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. All right, everybody, we're back. We're getting ready to light up the kettle grill here. That's what we're going to be using for our cook today. Today we're going to be using a slightly different method. We will be using baskets. We will put charcoal in each basket. We're going to light them from each end so they will have more of a uniformed cook. If you light them both from the same end, they both go that way, then towards the end of the cook, all the heat can end up on one side. So we're going to try to mix it. One go this way, one go that way. The way you want to do this, you're going to start down here on this end. You're going to light your tumbleweed. Then we'll come over here. We'll light this tumbleweed. It's nice to have these little holes in these baskets. There it goes. I tell you one thing. This thing right here is on its last leg. Did it light? Yeah, it lit. So now what you want to do, remember, you do not want to snuff out the fire, okay? So this side's going up pretty good. So just grab your piece of charcoal. You can use tongs if you want to. I'm going to put it right there and set it on it. Right now, we have oak here. We'll put a piece of oak right here. And we're going to put a piece of oak over on this side. This side's catching a little slower. This side's catching faster. So oak, to me, goes fantastic with beef. So I think it's really going to hit this meatloaf up really well. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and put this guy here. Let's go ahead and take this other piece of oak. We'll go ahead and put it right there. We'll get this going. This ought to be going good in about 30 minutes. We're going to leave the top off for a little while to let the fire catch and let the smoke get to rolling. All right, let's go ahead and hit this up. Let's go ahead and put some mustard on here as a binder. Once again, the deal with the mustard, don't go heavy on it. I don't like mustard. It's not going to change the taste of anything. Just here's a binder. It's going to, good day in the morning. Might have went too much. I didn't. Well, one thing mustard does as well, where it's yellow, it will show you if you missed any spots with seasoning. Now also with this meatloaf, I actually let it sit in the freezer for about 2 hours. I checked it after an hour. It wasn't exactly where I wanted it, so I went in for 2 hours. So, giddy up. We're almost there now. A little bit about the kettle grill. It's at 250 right now. It's still rising. I want to put this meatloaf on there in roughly about 15 minutes. We're going to cook today. This is not going to be a real long cook. It's going to cook about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I'm going to try to get this cooking at around 300 degrees temp. We're going to pull it. Now, when you're working with ground beef, you need the temp to about 165 internal. We're going to pull it a little bit before there, and we're going to let it rest about 15 minutes. For carryover is the time it's sitting off. It will still actually keep cooking, and it'll pick up about 3 or 4 more degrees. That'll get us to our 165 temperature. So we're almost there. All right, our kettle's up to temp. We're going to go ahead and get this meatloaf on. I'm also going to dial back my vents. My vents right now are totally wide open. We're going to put this baby in the middle right here. You hear a little bit of sizzle. That's what this handy dandy great big spatula is for, man. Takes care of problems like that. Alright, so let's throw this back on here. Also, I forgot to mention, once we get to around 155 internal temperature, I'm also going to pop the top on this rascal. I'm going to hit it with some smoky barbecue sauce. We're going to brush it on there, let it tack up for about 10 minutes. Be good to go. Be good stuff. All right, let's see what she's looking like. It's setting at about 350 on the temperature, and it's temping about 142. So let's take a peek at it. Oh yeah, that's looking good. That's looking really good. I believe that's going to make one heck of a sandwich. Even if it's not jacked up, it's still going to be something good. So let's go ahead and put the top back on it. Now we'll see what it's looking like. We'll check back on this in about 15 minutes to see how close we are to 155. Might be a little bit longer, 15, probably 20 minutes. All right, see you then. My thermometer's reading time to do this. You all probably didn't know that was really on the thermometer, did you? Well, it is. So we're going to hit it with some of this right here. Some smoky barbecue sauce. Man, this meatloaf is looking good. John Lilly would be proud of this. Now you're just going to paint this on there, man. No rhyme or reason. No right, no wrong. I don't guess. Yeah, man. Some of that's getting done in it. On the charcoals. Man, it smells good. So like I say, that's all you want to do. You just want to brush this on. A couple, 3 minutes. Going to let it tack up a little bit. Man, we got a juicy lance right there. We'll put a little bit more right over here on this side. Then we'll pop the top on here. Man, this thing's got really great color. I'm telling you, man, that spice from Aldi is really good. It gives everything a nice color. Then you hit it with this barbecue sauce as well. All right, let's top it. A few minutes, man, we're going to knock this rascal out the grill. We're going to put it on our cutting board. All right, folks, it's time to get this off of here onto the cutting board. Whew, good day. This looks good. Slide that right underneath there. Bye-bye. All right, so like I say, what we're going to do, we're going to tent this, let it rest for about 15 minutes. We're going to put it on a sandwich. All right, everybody, we're back. The only thing left I know to do is to do this. We got to cut into this puppy. I'm even going to use my special knife here. So let's go ahead and cut down the center. Let's take a peek at what we're looking at here. Oh, there goes the juices. It's nice to see it didn't fall apart as well. Let's open it up here, see what we got. Oh yeah, that's nice looking. That is very nice looking. It's got a small, it's got a small smoke ring on it. You can tell it's not going to fall apart. You see all the goodie in there. So I'm going to tell you, the only thing left to do, man, we got to slice this up. We got to make a John Lilly sandwich. Only the way he would do it. And I got a feeling, man, these pieces going to be laying over the sides of the bread. But you know what? John Lilly wouldn't care if he was eating it. Let's just go ahead and stop right there. We'll do 2 slices. All right, let's go ahead and do this up. Let's hit this with some mayonnaise. Oh, yeah. We're almost there, everybody. I'm going to tell you right now, man. Tell you what, let's slide you on over here. I'm gonna tell you right now, this bread, I don't believe it's got any chance against this. Nah, I knew it would. That's alright though. John wouldn't care. I don't care. Now he would top it with ketchup. Designs and all, man. We're gonna top that rascal. Whoop! Fit for a king. Ain't nothing left but to do to try this thing now. Alright. Only thing I know to do is quit yapping and let's put that in my trap. Let's do this right now. Yeah. Oh my goodness, look at this rascal. I don't even know where to start on this thing, man. Let's go right there. Let's have at it. John Lilly, this is for you, buddy. Yeah. Sweet Josie's milk cow, that's good. Dude, I ain't lying. That is good. Even though it's not falling apart and it's lean, it's still soft. You can taste the Italian sausage coming through. You can taste the smoke in it. You can taste the seasoning. You can taste the barbecue riot barbecue sauce. You can taste the bacon in it. Man, it's good. This is a really good jacked up meatloaf sandwich. Oh my good day to morning. John Lee would absolutely love to kill that right there. Alright, listen, man, I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in today, watching this episode. A little bit for me, a little bit of a classic throwback. Going back in time, so to speak. It was an awesome show, man. I had a great time doing it. Great time thinking about the memories, watching John go back for seconds, killing it on a meatloaf sandwich. Anyway, man, listen. Thank y'all for all that y'all do for us. Thank you for your support. Thank y'all for hitting that like button. When it comes to the bell, you got to click it, or you're going to get a ticket from the grilling police. You got to subscribe. But that guy, man, the guy keeps shaking his head at me. The description somewhere. I really don't know. Somewhere in this general region is going to be the description. All right, folks, listen, man, I had a great time. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all next time. Giddy up.